That raises the Russia issue, but perhaps a larger issue which our guest, Governor Mike Huckabee, can address is the idea of a lot of business people in the cabinet. I personally think it's a wonderful idea, hands-on management experience running major programs and systems. I don't have a problem with that. Do you, sir?
No, I don't. I mean, the common denominator among many of the people that Donald Trump has picked is that they're very successful people who have run big things, made big changes. They have developed institutions that have been profitable. They've cut costs. They've increased profits. You know, the federal government could use a little of that from time to time. The one big hang-up that some of these business people will have is that running a business is not like running a government. And I hear people say, I want to run government like a business. That sounds brilliant, but the truth is, business and government are fundamentally different, because in government you can't just go fire people. Civil service protection means it's very tough to get rid of folks. And quite frankly, you can't fire Congress. And sometimes I know that presidents wish they could, as governors have often wished they could too. So you have to learn to maneuver within the shoals, if you will, of the just complexities of politics. And that'll be a challenge for some of the business executives.
Okay, what do you feel about the reports over the weekend from the CIA that the Russians may have hacked the election? President-elect Trump calls it ridiculous. What do you make of A, the claims, and Mr. Trump's response?
Look, I think it's fine to investigate it. We need to know. But to say that the Russians swung the election for Trump is ludicrous. The reason Democrats lost is because instead of focusing on getting jobs for people, they were focused upon making sure that men could go into women's bathrooms, for gosh sake. They had a candidate who sucked in terms of connecting to the overall voters. She didn't show up half the time to even be there for major campaign events. And, you know, they were totally out of touch. I mean, good gosh, they didn't lose because of the Russians. They lost because of their ineptness at understanding why Americans were so mad at them.
Can I just ask you to comment on, I did an editorial at the top of this hour about how the elites now vote Democrat. Wealthy people vote Democrat. I think that's a huge turnaround from when I first came to America in the early 1970s, where, you know, the country club Republicans were the elite and they voted Republican. Do you see the same trend? Are you in agreement with me on this?
Oh, absolutely. You know, this is what I wrote about. I did a book called God, Guns, Grits, and Gravy about flyover country. And really, it's a predictor of what this election turned out to be. The silk-stocking Republicans have become the cotton sock Republicans. And the classic Republican image of, you know, the people who are at the top, quite frankly, these are working-class people who have identified with more of a common-sense populist viewpoint that Donald Trump championed. Stuart, the nonsense of the Democrats is that, well, we're not part of the elites, but look where they get their money. George Soros, Tom Stein, and they do the bidding of these globalist billionaires. And the result is they got their heads handed to them in the election.
And you love it. I can just tell you, I know you love it, and that's a fact. Governor Huckabee, thank you very much indeed, sir. We'll see you again soon. Thanks.